It is June 28th, 2017, and today we did the Marshmallow Challenge. Our team of 3 first started by collecting the materials, 20 pieces of uncooked spaghetti, a string, a marshmallow, and a yard of tape in a paper bag. We were not allowed to use the paper bag as part of the challenge. We spread everything out on the table. We started strategizing. We only took a few minutes to strategize. And after looking at the materials, we decided to try and build a pyramid with the spaghetti sticks. We made 3 legs, and we taped those legs to the table. We continually reinforced the center pillar of spaghetti, and at a certain point in time attach the marshmallow, realizing maybe this would hold it if we reinforced the middle. At this point, we're going to try to let go of our hand supports and see if that marshmallow would balance on the top of the reinforced spaghetti pillar. And it was a failure, but oh well. Marshmallow is actually below the surface of the table in this picture, which is the opposite of what it's supposed to be. You probably got the lowest measurement in the whole group, but we learned a lot. Next time we'll start by putting the marshmallow on a sprig of spaghetti and building it from the back with the end result in mind. That was our challenge today.
Yeah, that's how I've usually done it, is I've just done it as a continuous.
Welcome to the Jackson Hole Middle School Library, the heartbeat of the Jackson Hole Middle School, where you will find all kinds of interesting books and meet all kinds of interesting people. We have a variety of books. We have books in English and we have books in Spanish. The books in Spanish, as you can see on the book on the right, starts with SP, meaning Spanish, and that's where you will find it, in the Spanish section. The book on the left starts with a B, which means you will find it in the biography section. What will you see in the Jackson Hole Middle School Library? You will see kids working. You will see kids reading. You will see teachers teaching and teachers learning. There are a few simple rules for returning your books in the library, and one of those is that we ask that you always return your books just to the book drop and the book drop only. We never want you to place your books on the counter or by the computer or on a chair, but always want you to drop your books in the book drop when you're ready to return them. We welcome you to the Jackson Hole Middle School Library and hope that you'll come in and relax and collaborate or study. Thank you and welcome. Here are Table 2's takeaways from iPad Media Camp in Jackson, Wyoming, June 28, 29, and 30th, 2017. After doing the marshmallow challenge, we failed, but that's okay. We did learn a few things. We learned that marshmallows are heavier than you think, and it's hard to make spaghetti steady.
So where'd all the projects go? Seesaw. Once you finish a project and maybe explain everything in Puppet, you save it to photos and then drop it into Seesaw to share with the class. Explain everything. Amazing tool. So glad we learned it. Good for demoing and writing at the same time, but it does take practice.
Pic Collage is an awesome app that has photos that you can grab from web browser, from your photo library, or stickers in order to create a creative image to tell your story. If you need help, you're feeling lost, confused by any of these apps or ideas, remember to use your classmates, your peers, to collaborate and grab ideas from. That's all, folks. Thanks for sharing in our story.
So Matt, can you describe a book that you've read in your life that has had a particular impact on you?
My favorite book is always the one that I'm currently reading. But one I've come back to a couple times in my life has been Raymond Carver's Cathedral. It's actually a short story, but it's a collection of short stories with that title. But that particular short story is about a man who goes over to a blind man's house for dinner, and they end up spending the night together. That sounds really weird. They didn't spend the night together. They didn't sleep together, but they end up drawing a cathedral together by the way that they describe it. And I think it's what it's taught me is that people that you meet in life can teach you new things, and not to limit your expectations of those you meet. Yeah, so Raymond Carver's Cathedral. Check it out.
A book that has had a great impact on me is the book called Molokai by Alan Brennert. This book is set on the island of Molokai for the most part, and it involves a young child who is thought to have leprosy. So she moves away from her family, and the story is of the care she received and the love that she received and what happened with her family in her absence and when she returned. It had an impact on me because I found myself thinking about the world we live in respect to maybe how the characters in this story had to live their life. So it changes the way you look at the world, and I loved it.
One of my very favorite books ever is The Book Thief. I've probably read this 4 different times. It's just struck me for a number of reasons. I am enthralled with anything that has to do with the World War II era, but this brings it from a different perspective, from a poor German family that were not fans of the Nazis. So Hans Huberman was this great man with these great moral lessons, but was persecuted because of that. But probably my favorite part of this is the narrator / character of Death, who speaks so eloquently. It's not a frightening character like we normally think it would be, but it's this man with these incredible insights that recognizes the good in people and shows them and carries them away and leads them to death in a manner that's befitting of how they live their lives.
A book that has had a great impact on me is the book called Molokai by Alan Brennert. This book is set on the island of Molokai for the most part, and it involves a young child who is thought to have leprosy. So she moves away from her family, and the story is of the care she received and the love that she received and what happened with her family in her absence and when she returned. It had an impact on me because I found myself thinking about the world we live in respect to maybe how the characters in this story had to live their life. So it changes the way you look at the world, and I loved it.
My favorite book is always the one that I'm currently reading, but one I've come back to a couple times in my life has been Raymond Carver's Cathedral. It's actually a short story, but it's a collection of short stories with that title. But that particular short story is about a man who goes over to a blind man's house for dinner, and they end up spending the night together. That sounds really weird. They didn't spend the night together. They didn't sleep together, but they end up drawing a cathedral together by the way that they describe it. And I think it's what it's taught me is that people that you meet in life can teach you new things, and not to limit your expectations of those you meet. Yeah, so Raymond Carver's Cathedral. Check it out.
Rachel, prepared for any eventuality with her protective gear. Can you say Macarena with professional actresses and actors?
Hey Macarena, hi. What's happening?
The whole goose chase activity was extremely fun and engaging. It got us interacting with the community. It challenged us to go out and out of our comfort zone a little bit, and it helped us work together as a team. We loved it. We loved it. And we were all cheering Katie on as she ran the final foot race. My very own car adds up to 11.
Dude, she's fast, man.
2 challenges with food. I could see how you could use this activity by having historical figures or people in the community that the student would go out and talk to as part of a challenge for goose chasing, similar to what Leanne is doing in this picture with this historical figure.
George, fantastic battle today. Way to go, friend.